Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. In this reading I'm going to share some channeled information that's come through from Marilyn Monroe. Now if any of you saw my recent reading on JFK, RFK and MLK, you'll remember that I had a vision of Marilyn Monroe in that reading. She came through quite strongly actually in her energy, and so I feel there's a link between her and those cases. So that's why I was guided to do this as my next true crime reading. And a few things have come through already that I'm going to share with you all. First of all, this morning I kept singing the song You Can Leave Your Hat On. Now I feel the link with that was the hat, because then I started to see a vision of a trilby hat. It was grey, and this is linked to the last person who was around Marilyn before she passed. So that person was wearing a trilby hat. The hat I was seeing was the one that Frank Sinatra often wore. Grey, I think it had a band round it. I think they're called a trilby. So if you don't know what they look like, then look up Frank Sinatra. It's that kind of hat. It's not him, though, that was wearing it. They were wearing a grey suit, and I was getting mafia involvement here as well. So this person was ordered to go and do what they did. In my opinion, Marilyn did not take her own life. This was all a cover-up, I feel. I also had a vision of a big chunky ring. I've tried to draw it as best as I can. It's definitely a male ring. So it's quite chunky, and it had like a stone there. So, you know, kind of like mine, but not as delicate, you know, it's like thicker. So I had big ring, male. And what came through as well was spiked drink, strongly. Something was in her system before she passed, but she did not take that herself. And then, so all of this that's come through, by the way, is what I feel happened before she left this realm. Frank Sinatra came through. I was hearing Frankie, don't know if that's what she called him, but he was on her side, and I believe he was with her. I mean, she had this stuff in her system. She was in quite a bad way, and I believe he went to try and help her. So he was around her as well. He supported her a lot. Wow, I'm getting shivers now. The spirit's really coming through. Wow, I'm just hearing I wanted to do the best for her. So it's like Spirit is you know, telling me this right now. Then I believe he left her where she was. So she hadn't actually passed. This is where the cover-up happened. There was a stooge doctor. This is what came through, who went in, who was with her alone, with her body alone, and I was seeing an injection that was given to her, and that's actually what caused her to leave this realm. Well, I'm getting emotions now. Yeah, very sad. The way that this happened, and it's a very dark energy. As I said, they were ordered to do what they did by dark forces behind the scenes, because they knew what she knew. So she was weakened. I believe she was in quite a bad way as well. Her body, saw an image, her face was all puffed up, so that's a sign, you know, that there was something in her system as well. And they try to say, obviously, that she did that to herself, but that's not what I'm feeling from the energy. Because I'm channeling, I may repeat myself, because I'm just sharing what comes through. But I'm being guided to say about the information that Marilyn had linked to the government. So I feel this is where JFK, she strongly came through linked to JFK actually. And obviously she had a relationship, I believe, with him. And Bobby, I kept hearing Bobby as well. And that's how she found out a lot of what she knew. So it was about stuff going on behind the government, behind the scenes, dark forces, secrets. I was also hearing UFOs, sightings, connections, and advanced technology that the government and CIA obtained. And obviously she knew, in their eyes, she knew too much. And I guess it was the same for JFK and RFK as well. It is interesting as well because when Big Ring came through, although I saw a ring that person was wearing, I also got another type of ring. So again, some information around a big ring. I'm sure you can work out what type of ring I'm referring to. Linked to the government and sort of underground tunnels, secrets. So it's linking to a lot of my present day cases, isn't it? The same sort of thing in terms of why they do what they do, why they take out these people. I'm just hearing, wow, I'm getting emotional again whenever Frank Sinatra comes through. I'm hearing he was a trooper, like he tried to uncover the truth after she passed away. He always had a feeling that something else had happened to her. I think he even maybe found some stuff out as well, sort of investigated. I'm also suddenly just hearing, where were you, Mr. President? So, yeah, and heavy energy there. I believe something happened there in terms of their disconnect, i.e. Marilyn and JFK, because she was quite close to him. And then they were no longer communicating, I believe. I believe something happened there that was forced to stop that connection. And this was again from the dark forces working behind the scenes. So she felt quite isolated. This is what they do, these dark forces. Try and make you feel isolated, like you're going crazy. That's the sort of energy I'm getting now around her. Okay, I'm now getting a very anxious feeling for Marilyn. Yeah, she was like, I'm seeing her sort of turning her head a lot, feeling like she was watched. You might hear it in my voice. Well, yeah. Now, blocked throat chakra, so they were trying to silence her, definitely. That's coming through the throat chakra. Stop her from talking to certain people, as I said, about JFK, so they severed that tie. But she felt she was being watched. Okay, so I'm hearing they They tabbed her phone. They were listening in on her phone calls. Yeah, so that's how they knew what she knew. Okay, that's just coming through now. Following her. So they knew where she was that day. They knew who she was meeting. Yeah, that's sort of really coming through in her energy. She was, as I said, almost like she was feeling paranoid. But her gut instinct was right. You know, she knew that something was off. She was quite intuitive. She wanted to be loved as well. She wanted attention. It's now coming through. This is linked to her past. I feel she was abandoned. I'm getting a very, like isolated, lonely energy for her. Although she was so loved and a public figure, deep down she felt this void. She wanted to be loved. That's what I keep getting. Okay, so sometimes I'm pausing the camera, by the way, just to allow messages to come through, because it takes a while. It's not like just having a conversation with someone on the phone. Just thought I'd share that so you know. I just heard though, I made a mistake by inviting him there. I made a mistake by inviting him there. So she invited someone. I'm not quite sure who it is, but I'm looking at mafia. Someone linked to the mafia. She'd connected with someone, invited them to where she was, and she regrets that because of that person's involvement with the dark forces. That's suddenly coming through now. I keep getting a very tight throat for Marilyn, so that silencing energy is coming through. I'm just going to pull a few cards as well, just sort of clarifier cards. These cards are very much on point. Just see anything else that we may know. Sorry everyone, my camera just cut out there. I just picked up the card, but it's angry woman. So yeah, Marilyn was quite angry in terms of what she knew. She might have let it out. For this could be the reason potentially for her downfall. There's something she said in anger that came out. Now I'm suddenly like getting a bit of a headache on the left side. I feel she had a fight, an argument, but she was actually hit as well. So there was some physical abuse going on there in a relationship. Yeah, and this card says trap. Now, a few things. She felt trapped, I feel, in terms of what she knew. She wanted to let it out. She wanted to share what she knew. And I feel she was actually, what I'm now hearing channeled is she was on the verge of sharing the information she had. But then they stopped her. It was a trap there. They made her poorly. And this anger is also like how she was feeling in life. She just felt uneasy. Yeah, I mean, we probably won't get much more. We're getting the same sort of things come through as the cards, but sometimes we do get something extra come through. Anything else we may know? Wow, okay, so there is something here. Now this is a love connection coming through from her past. She had connected with that person again. Now, is this her ex-husband? I believe there was potentially a reconciliation, which this card can mean. Yeah, okay, so there was an angry intervention, let's say. Yeah, with someone who she had broken up with. So her ex-husband is coming out here. And there's something around that that's linked to her passing. Something she said, I feel. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a wounded energy coming through again as I was feeling it, channeled. But, you know, not only physically but mentally. And I feel, she had a surprise visit that day. I keep getting this injury on the left side of my head. It's like above the ear. I feel she was injured due to this altercation. That person sent her a gift. They sent her something. Now that could be linked to the spiking. There's something here coming through around, as I said before, she regrets telling him where she was. So I feel that's what this is about. Something happened there at that place. She was given something. Could have been disguised as a gift. Yeah, wow. Okay, let's see if anything else comes through. Yeah, see, we've got a couple coming out. We've got a love connection coming out here that was involved in this. Ex-lover, they reconciled. Some sort of altercation, and then the loss happened. Loss of life, that is. Now, yeah, this is interesting because this is what I was feeling. This is a very anxious energy coming through. Now, this person's writing. I do believe there was a diary that Marilyn had where she was recording this stuff that she knew. That was taken away, I believe. So that was evidence, and that was hidden, destroyed, as part of the cover-up. So I'm going to leave that there, everyone. That was all very interesting, I feel, in terms of what I felt, and then we got a little bit more come through from the cards, obviously. Now, thanks so much for watching. Share your comments below, anything that you feel as well. I may do a follow-on if anything else comes through. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you very soon.